This conference will now be recorded.
On our agenda today, we've got a contribution from Cambridge Industries. They're going to go over and explain their contribution. And then we've got some summit planning, just some odds and ends we want to tie up before we get into the summit. And is there anything else people would like to go over today? All right. Hearing nothing, let's get into our first item, which is the contribution from Cambridge Industries. And if I can figure this out, I'll make you a presenter, Harrison.
Okay. Can just pick up from somewhere.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, block it. It's not coming up yet.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Oh, you can see my screen. Okay, good. Now it's coming. Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, good. Yeah, we have two computers open here. Just want to make sure we can see it. You can see it.
Yeah, okay, looks good.
Okay. Okay, thanks, Scott, and everybody here. I just want to take a next 10 or 15 minutes, give quick introduction about Cambridge and as well as the switch contribution we're planning to submit. It's really glad to be here. So Jimmy and I actually working in Cambridge Industry U.S. office based in Santa Clara. So here's a very short introduction about the company background. So it's in the other word we call CIG, but when we submit the OCP contribution and join all the legal documents, is Cambridge Industries. So the company has two headquarters. One is in Shanghai, the other one is in Santa Clara. We're very close to the campus, where's AMD and Ericsson campus here, next to the 1-1. So the company really has been designing the data center application and the enterprise carrier. We actually shipping, I would say, thousands of switch across the global area, and also we have broadband, optical, and wireless products. But just to give you some background, the company has about 3,000 employees. We have a manufacturing site actually across different area, one in Shanghai, also Malaysia and Germany. Okay. So this is an overview of a product line. Just give you one quick look. We do actually all kind of design and design service, and primarily we focus on GDM and ODM. We also can do only design, not include. So which is, if you look at it here, is pretty much give you 6 category of product lines. Today we're going to more focus on data center switch. Okay. And this is our business model. Probably some folks on the call may already familiar with those models. Just a quick update is the GDM is we see is more and more companies focus on the GDM instead of just pure ODM and OEM or EMS. Okay. And two expertise and also core competence we have brought into industry, and also we wish we can contribute to OCP continually. So we have been in the OCP community member since 2016, and we also contribute our Open OLT last year together with AT&T, and this year we're actually starting contribute the DC switch, data center switch, together with Netflix and Intel. So based on the collaboration with them. So this is really what we bring in is really R&D and as well as manufacturing capability. Okay. So this is a very short intro. Any question before I move to the actual contribution we made? Okay. Okay, so here I want to present you our contribution proposal. Just want to review by you in case if you have any question, you can interrupt me and we can follow up any questions you may have. Okay, so we are making the NetForce Taurus-based 1RU. Is actually the chip itself can support 2.4 terabits data center switch design. It's 48, 25 gig plus 8 times 100 gig. The application is really targeted data center. Here's a quick overview. So it's 1RU and with everything on the front side, all the interface actually come out the front side, except the power and the fans is loaded from rear side. The NetForce switch device is pretty mass production, is already available, and which is I don't want to spend more time on that, but we will have more detailed informations. We can even together with NetForce, we actually plan a demo in the OCP summit next month. So the control side, we use two options, and which is basically both based on Intel. One is already in production, and the other one is going to be into production. So the latest one is the Davidson, and the previous one is an older generation. But both will be supported by DC switch. And plus, because we provide a standard interface, actually any commercial one, you actually potentially can just load into the switch as a controller. The other one is we basically integrate the BMC, the chipset we use 8-speed chipset as you see here. Actually, I'll clarify one thing is we actually have the Open BMC available today, and we also plan to submit the patch to the community. So, which is we have the Open BMC software to support our switch. Okay, so this is just a very quick overview. As you see the next page, you can see more detail about how the physical looks like, and also where's all different components. So basically, in the center is really the switch, ASIC switch device, and we actually building for the mass production, and we have multiple modules, and then you can easily assemble into the 1RU system. One of the is called LED board, and the other one is USB board, and the third one is actually fan management, fan board we call. And all the board actually is connect through connector or roving cable. And we have a COM-E CPU module, and there's enough space you can fit into different size of the COM-E. That's standard dimension, but also the connector is standard. So as we said, we have two options designed by CRG, but we also can support any commercial COM-E module available. So the BMC actually is optional, but we do have that available for the on the board. So we have Open BMC software support available as well. Okay, so this is can kind of give you the quick overview. On the top, basically on the rail side, and the power supply is 1+1 redundant, and the fan is 4+1. 4 basically is working, and 1 for redundant. Okay, and this is the front panel view and also the rear panel view. So it's just to repeat the same we talked about, and all the interface actually on the front side, and you can easily to fit into the chassis and manage the cable. And on the rear side is the power supply and the fan. Fan has two type of fan. One is here intaking or outtaking. So that's airflow can be reversed, and we support both. It depends on the configuration. It's a 550 watts power module, and it's a standard module. So we actually work with our partner. That's the you can actually fit into different kind of PSU as well if you can source it. Okay, so this is a block diagram, the function or chip level block diagram. So as you see, is very straightforward, and the main chipset really is an Ethernet switch. COM-E, it is pluggable, and the BMC currently is on the board, but we also offer the options without the BMC. That's actually the optional. It depends on the different customers' requirement or different configurations. And as a CPLD actually is mainly through all the control logic and include all the control and the timing related info. So it's pretty straightforward architecture. And again, is as we design this platform, is really targeted to the mass production and try to gain the high yield, and people actually take the design and really they can see some of details we use how to fit into the massive manufacturing product line. Yeah. So what do we contribute? It is really hardware design, and the first step we plan to submit the hardware specification, and following by hardware design package as well. And along with hardware design, we also going to work with Netflix and other partners, submit the ONIE and the Sonic support to the community. So this work is include all the API and also SAI API support. Is we are working with the chip vendor today, and I think the earliest day we're thinking is before end of the month, we can start in submit to the community. We actually plan to at least get a first patch into the open source community before OCP Summit. So actually, the other activity we plan to do is that we're going to do a demo, and of course, show our hardware. The actual hardware is functional, is already running, and we already deliver some of the customers, which is can make a demo and share all the know-hows with the community. Okay, so this is the last page of the slides of the summary, and we also have a Word file. So Scott, I'm not sure if this place we should run the Word file because Word file is under our internal review. Once we finish the one more round, we want to make sure it's the good quality when we submit to the community. Well, then we can make it available. I'm not sure if we want to run it today, or I can take a question from here if any. Yeah.
Yeah, we usually don't go over the design document, the spec, in the call. It's usually just like you've given the presentation. But what we'll do is when you have that ready, just send it to either Omar or myself, and we'll post it on the wiki, and then everyone can review it there.
Okay, I will do that. Yes. Yep. We do that. I think it will be take 1 or 2 weeks, so we should be ready.
Sounds good. So we can open it up for questions now. I see Marcin has a question on the chat. It says, is SIG gonna sell them directly or only via integrators? What MOQ is planned?
Oh, MOQ.
So basically, yeah. So basically, as we contribute this as a white box, there is such a switch. So we definitely want to do both. Either we can sell directly as pure hardware but of course the customer has to load they make decision with software, right? So you just give hardware support, or we also we can work with integrator as well. So we are quite open to this. I think that's pretty much the open community working now. And also regarding to the MOQ, at this moment we haven't defined that yet. I think really we just starting sample, so we'll probably need this information later. Well, any suggestion for the MOQ? We can we're welcome to your suggestion, so we can talk about that.
Yeah. What is up? Yeah, the both option we support it. What is it? Y2 CPU option? Yeah, so 2 CPU option because the previous okay, I'll go back to the CPU option. So the E3940 actually is last generation. The latest one actually is come up last year, Daventon. Also, as you see, that's an additional feature be added into the CPU. Is a encryption. Also, that's more advanced and also 14 nanometer. So that's latest CPU side. We decided actually lots of customer we see we got a requirement is about performance. So it's mainly because performance is not we're going to offer both in terms of time of availability to customer, but the second one is more performance, actually more feature set, as you see from this page. NFV, we have the as you see this is pretty much depend on how you define the NFV. We actually support all the even with the existing platform. We have already support all the virtualization environment. We have Docker already work on porting on the all the CPU module. By the way, this CPU module is not only working with this switch. We actually has if you remember the OpenOLT, also we use the same COM-E module, and also other platform we have been shipping. So it already has a virtualized environment. As you know, we contribute to Volta, is a virtualized environment, and it's difficult to say how we fit into the, but it's virtualization environment. I can see is we have that available. We have Docker support. We have Ubuntu and all kind of different Linux version. Of course, the Open Network Linux also supported. We have Docker already running, as you know, the virtual the Volta. If you're familiar with Volta, some folks may already know that we actually have all the VM can running on our system on this CPU module, as well as running outside on the server side. Yeah. Yes, we have two type of. That's a good question. Sorry, I should have added. In the Word document, we have two type of AC/DC, both. Yes, we can do the AC and DC power supply. I don't know what is mix AC and a DC. Basically, you said 1+1, kind of a big.
The two modules.
Two modules. One is AC, the other one is DC. I have to check because we use the standard power supply. It's not from our company. We partner with power supply standard module, but we have to check. We don't know, but I will clarify this into our contribution, whether we can support one DC, one AC. And because we understand probably lots of DC power supply is challenging to have which is not a blocking bus actually. Yeah, agree. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It really just a similar power supply as long as the output is same. But input we can take the AC and DC. Yeah. But again, we will make sure is that we take these notes and put it into our summation. Yeah. To clarify that.
All right, we got people typing in the chat window for their questions, but you can also speak up and just talk on the call if you like. Either way, but are there more questions, comments?
Yes, it's already, I would say Sonic has lots of feature. Some feature is, just to be frank, is not there yet. And we actually already had a Sonic port, Sonic fully support on the DC switch. Except we have to decide what strategy we're going to submit to the Sonic. As you know, some feature is not fully developed on the Sonic. So that certain API is actually we and our chip vendor is really still thinking whether we should submit those features or not. Is also keep separately once the Sonic community agreed to pull those features in. and we will submit our, because we don't want to submit to the proprietary implementation. We have to discuss with it. That will take a long time. Yes, yes, those three questions, yes, we have the Sonic supported today, yes. And
just curious, when you...
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, just curious, when you see missing, are you seeing the side feature missing, or are you seeing the Sonic is a missing feature for your platform? Which one is that? Or is that both?
Sonic, certain
Sonic
feature,
is missing certain feature that.
Yes, yeah. We under discussion those features are still how to implement the API and how will be supported through the Sonic architecture. Because Nephos and also as part of the Sonic community, they are part of the discussion of how to contribute into the Sonic. We actually work with them on the back end. The straight answer is yes, the Sonic feature. Yeah. I think they have a release plan, but it's just not complete yet. So we have to decide how much feature they actually willing to take. Because we don't want to submit anything still under discussion yet. Yeah. But all the existing features, we actually just reviewed actually before the Lunar New Year. So they actually all support it, except some features is not ready yet. But we'll make decision before we submit. Yeah.
Cool.
So is there anyone from Nephos on the call?
Not sure we'll be on this call, but we already they will join us for the next level discussion. We already have a commitment on both sides, and by the way, the spec is already reviewed by them and approved by both companies. But Scott, is if needed, with next discussion we can invite them. I know some of our contact, they already sent us the contact on this support.
Yeah, that's okay. There was just a question about Nephos and their API and documentation, and how open their documentation is. I think we've had one other switch from Nephos that's been submitted maybe 2-3 years ago. And so this is the second one. And so I think there's just not a lot of familiarity among the members with Nephos and what their approach is. So.
Okay. Yeah, we can. Once we submit, and I think will be more question on this, and we can actually together on the call. Either.
Okay. One last call for questions before we move on. All right. Thank you, Harrison, and thank you, Cambridge Industries, for the presentation and your submission that'll be coming up.
Yeah. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's see. So I think I'm sharing my screen. Can people see that? Is it too big, too small?
Good.
Okay. So I just want to kind of talk a little bit about the OCP Summit and specifically the engineering workshops. So the format of the summit, like it's been in the past, is that on the first day, there's keynotes and the show floor is open, and there's basically higher level discussions going on the first day. On the second day is when we have our engineering workshops, and these are more detailed, smaller group presentations and discussions. They've changed the second day from last year, and what they're going to do is between 8 and 10 in the morning, we'll have the first part of our engineering workshops, and then from 10 to noon will be additional keynotes. And so we'll leave the engineering workshop, go back, congregate with everybody in the main hall and listen to some keynotes. And then from 12 to noon, from 12 to 1, there's lunch. And then after lunch, from 1 to, I think, around 4 o'clock, we have another set of a session for engineering workshop. So that's the overall format. And then for the networking group, we have 3 tracks. And the first track is networking hardware. And the second one is networking software. And then the third track is Sonic. And so we have a SI and Sonic. So we have a track specifically dedicated to that. So what I'm showing on the screen right now is the schedule for the networking hardware track. And the way these will work out for most of these is that it's a 30-minute slot. And if you're speaking, you should plan on about 20 minutes of content. And then we'll allow about 5 minutes of questions. And then we'll have a break of about 5 minutes. And that's also to give us a little cushion and buffer in case questions run over or the presentation runs over or whatnot. It also allows people to transfer, like if they don't want to just stay in the hardware track, they can see a few things in the hardware track and then they have 5 minutes to get to the Sonic track or the software track. So that's the basic format. Now we're still working on some of the scheduling. So I want to warn you, things may change as far as the ordering of some of these talks. So if you see your talk at like 2 o'clock right now, it may change between now and the actual summit, March 15th. So pay attention to the actual schedule. The source of truth is what's on this page here, and you can see the URL up here. That basically, if you go to the opencompute.org and click on events, you can get to this list. So there's the hardware track, and this is the software track. You can see the stuff that we're going to have on the software track. And then the Sonic track.
Comedian.
Go down just a little bit. There we go. I guess it goes until 5 p.m. I was wrong about 4. It goes until 5. Okay, was there a question there?
So Scott, you mentioned that's a hardware track you actually want to we can take a chance to present, right?
Absolutely. So if you looked at the hardware track, we intentionally left it. Oops, wrong one. That one. We intentionally left it so that there's some space at the end. And the point of that is because we typically do get contributions like we did from Cambridge Industries today, and we wanted to provide them opportunities to speak. And so the slot you have, it looks like probably around 3:30. We can fit you in. But like I said, some of these things are going to move around, and so it may not be at 3:30, but it will be in this track somewhere.
Okay, got it. Just want to make sure. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, and as Scott said, there's SIG, but there's also at least one other group. Yeah, that will wind up presenting in a hardware slot. Yeah.
Yep.
Also, I think the one thing and maybe Scott, I know you're probably getting this, but I was putting the notes into the Google Doc. We have March 14th as the first official day of Summit. March 15th, the Friday is the second day, but then also before on March 13th, we have our pre-event.
So actually, I think that's the 12th and the 13th. Is that what you're talking about? The
Yeah.
Sonic Hackfest and workshop?
Yep.
So if you're on the SciSonic mailing list, you should have gotten an announcement about the pre-summit. So that because the summit's this year on Thursday and Friday, Sonic is going to do a workshop before the summit as opposed to after the summit. I know a lot of people will be in town and they can just come a little early, and if they're interested in Sonic, they can attend that workshop. Shin, are you on the phone? Do you want to say anything about that?
Looks like Xin is not on the bridge. Hey, this is Li Hua. So yes, thank you, Scott, for bringing this up. So basically, the 2 days before the official OCP events, there's 1 day of workshop and 1 day of hackathon. So we're going to have mostly the talks and the technical discussions during the workshop day, and then we're going to try to have the fun day of hackathon events together, both at LinkedIn office. So yeah, we have that announcement on the mailing list, and if anybody's missing that, please feel free to pin us. And
yeah, thank you. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Jack, I think, yeah, the hackathon is on Wednesday, and on Tuesday is the presentations for Sonic. The details about the workshop, you can go to the mailing list archives, or you can ping Shin. I don't know if I can find it like real time here.
I just copied the tentative agenda into the Google Doc.
Great.
I think we sent out, Shin sent out a notice to the email list like in beginning of the month.
Yeah, and in there is a link to go to the Eventbrite sign up. It's all free, but you have to sign up because I think they're limiting it to somewhere around 100 or so people. Okay, Omar, did you have anything else you wanted to cover today? There we go, perfect.
Yes, the registration link is there. Just copy the whole thing. We got the whole, and then the description. No, I think we're set. We've got a lot of good stuff for Summit the whole week, so looking forward to that.
yeah, I managed to push in online. She's joining right now. So in case anybody have any question about the workshop and hackathon.
Yeah.
I think we basically copied in the mail from Shin and Sadaf from LinkedIn, and so there's the registration link, kind of the description, and then the rough tentative agenda.
Cool. Thanks. Thank you very much, Omar. Scott.
I don't have too much besides that. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Did anybody else have anything they wanted to bring up or raise before we close the call? Okay, great. Next month, I think we're going to skip our monthly meeting simply because we'll all be at the summit. And our meeting would be the Monday right before the summit. I don't think there's point in meeting and then meeting again at the summit. So we will see you all at the OCP Summit in San Jose.
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah. Sorry.
hello, Shin. Shin, did you want to say anything about the
Yes,
talk?
I'm very sorry. Yes. Sorry that it was marked as this meeting cancelled, so I was not joining. Sorry for being late. Just a few words. I will post the link of this Sonic Sci pre-summit workshop and slash hackathon here. So it is basically Tuesday and Wednesday, March 12th to 13th. The first day is technical discussing workshop. There will be 8 sessions selected from the OCP summit, which didn't make it, or from the community. And then it will be a 1-day hackathon based on Sonic Virtual Switch. We will do a small tutorial before the hackathon starts to teach people how to use it. So let me pay. Oh, you have the link here. Thank you. Yeah.
Great.
For the hackathon that we are sending out instruction very soon to the community, encourage people to team up, and that we would like to actually exciting news is each team the prize is $1,000 for the winner.
Wow,
So
fantastic.
yeah, and Omar, and then we can send to the community. Yeah, thanks. Sorry for being late.
No problem.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
There's bucks. There's bucks more.
Wow,
Yes.
that's an incentive right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so unless there's nothing else that anyone wants to bring up, we will close the call now.
It's not just bucks. It's and bucks. All good.
All right.
All right.
See everyone at the summit and probably the hackathon.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
See you all soon.
Thank you.
Bye all.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
everyone. Yeah, bye.
Thanks. Bye.